In order to make money in the market, the best way to make money in the market, when you're in this kind of market, right? When you're in this kind of market, the best way to make money, all right, let me stand up. Like when I stand up, I be wanting y'all to know like the seriousness behind this. You know why I've made money in the market, y'all? Because I've made the game as simple as possible. If you allow them to make this game complicated, this game, I'm gonna tell you something. This game can be super complicated if you let it. The one thing I love about being from the street and coming from the street is because the streets is not complicated. The streets are so simple. You know why the streets are simple? Because it's all on two things: supply and demand. That is the corner, that is the reason why hustlers hustle. That's the rules of engagement. Where if you can meet a supply, if you can meet a demand with a supply, you can make money. That's it. Inside of that, you gotta learn how to protect yourself. If you trade the market with orthodox information, then the game is designed to be complicated. They designed the game to be complicated. If you go back to the earlier days of the market, bro, that's how they was getting information off like little tabs. Like you would have to come to them, they would have to read it and try to make a trade in real time, right? News, paper articles, you would have to get stuff mailed into you. That's how you was getting it. Now we live in a time where you get on the computer screens. And at one time, only they had access to the computer screens. Now we have access to it. So now we start learning about secondary markets and all this old great information, right? Let me tell y'all something, fam. When you get a situation like what Donald Trump put the world in earlier, those become the ones that's a little bit more difficult to navigate because you one tweet away, you one this away, he real active, the market is real tense, a lot going on, you get caught slipping in certain ways, you like, damn, that's cold. But once the market regulates itself and it adapts to what's going on, I'm about to tell you something, and I'm gonna make it real easy for y'all, bro. First thing you is follow the theme. What is the theme that the market is rewarding? That's first. If you look right now, what is the market reward? Technology. What type of technology? Chips, semis, quantum, data centers, anything surrounding that area, right? Streaming is kind of like, what is really rewarding? Then we see industrials really getting rewarded. What do we see? What else getting rewarded? Financials really getting rewarded. What else is getting rewarded? Precious metals, gold and silver, really getting rewarded. All right, so if that's really getting rewarded, energy is getting rewarded. Why would I be trying to trade healthcare? Right? Somebody said my saying, orthodox information give you ordinary results. Y'all know that's my saying, right? Why would I be trying to trade healthcare? Healthcare not getting rewarded. Why would I be trying to trade consumer, defenses? It's not getting rewarded. Why would I be trying to trade anything other than what's getting rewarded? Watch this. Over the long term. So the way to win the game is every year there's a theme. If you understand what the theme is, that's where your plays need to be at. Now, let me tell you something. Inside of every theme, there's going to be some things that happen. The market is going to run up, and then it's going to do what? Pull back a little bit. Why? Because buyer exhaustion has a place. Meaning, I'm going to buy, and then you know what, man? Let me chill out right quick, man. And then the market pulls back a little bit. And then when the market pulled back a little bit, guess what happened? Dip buyers, the sellers push it down, they get their little money, and then the market says, you know what? Let's take back off again. So the key to really winning in this game, listen, and I know people going to attack me. No, it's a little more harder. No, it ain't. It really ain't. I'm just keeping it real with you. Now, you can get into the nuances of it so you can get really, really like surgical. But if you're really on something, bro, I don't got time to do all that, bro. I really just want to make some money, bro. Go look at the theme. What is the market rewarding? And buy some time. Bro, what is the market rewarding? Buy some time. Then the only thing that you got to say is, let me just check my feelings at the door. All right? When the market draws back, can I deal with the pressure? Because that's the pressure. The pressure is, I see it in the Patreon all the time. The market running up, everybody happy. Soon the market pull back, man, what the hell just happened? Man, what's going on? Oh, man, I should have took profit. That was all the time. All right? So the one thing that you have to learn is how to control your emotions on red days. If you can learn that, I promise you, this market is free money. As a matter of fact, it don't get no freer than this. The problem is, watch this, when you go from being, and I'm not hating on nobody, when you try to make $1 million in like a small window, when you try to use them OTDs and them 1 weeks, then you've added more risk. Not saying you can't make no money, now you've added more risk on it. So that's when the market becomes a little bit more complicated. That's when you got to be a little bit more precise. You got to live. But when you say, hey, you know what? I'm going to give this thing 6 weeks. Guess what? You're giving yourself some time. I'm going to give this thing 8 weeks. I'm going to give this thing 6 months. I'm going to give this thing a year. And if you're bold enough to do that, you can't lose. Let me tell you why you can't lose. Because let's say you buy an option out for 8 months. I'm just going to give you some real game right here. Yo, and because we won't get surgical with it, that's when we got to sharpen our skills up. We I want to be surgical with this thing. Like, I want this thing to produce income for me on a daily basis. Yep, we got to sharpen our skill up. We got to get real surgical with it. Watch this, bro. Bro, if you put that thing out for like 6, 7 months, 8 months, or a year, and that thing fall down, watch this, but you got to be in quality companies that the market is rewarding. Trap, what you trade? Tech. Trap, what you trade? Financials. What you trade? Tech. What you trade? Financials. Man, you don't be looking at Coca-Cola. Why? Why? Industrials. Why? That's what the market been rewarding for 7 years. We get too smart for our own damn good, and we make the game harder than what it gotta be. Because it's in our brain to think it's harder than what it really is. Man, it can't be that easy. I gotta learn how to do this and that. Man, I don't care about none of that. Now, again, it gets a little more different when we get in a situation like Trump. Okay, the market going down. Okay, boom. Let me learn how to play some puts right here. But here's the thing. I tell people all the time, bro, I might do puts a couple times a year, bro, but I'm 92% bullish. I'm forever bullish on the market, man. I'm forever bullish on the market, bro. And here's why I'm forever bullish on the market. Them white folks got generational money in there, man. And it ain't about a color thing, though. They just been on it way before us. They got generational money in there. And I ain't just talking about the white folks that we see every day. I'm talking about the ones that we don't see. I'm talking about the ones that really be moving the world, the ones who really be pulling the levers, the ones who really be making the laws. I'm talking about the ones that make Nancy Pelosi portfolio look like one of ours. I'm talking about the ones that make Nancy Pelosi returns look like she paper trading. Talking about them, man. People got generational money in this game, man. You think they're going to let this thing collapse? So can you handle the drawdown? Watch this, yo. The wealth of America's top 1% hit a record, yo. $52 trillion. $52 trillion, fam. That's the top 1%. They ain't even talking about us at the bottom, because guess what? We keep saying, oh man, that's for them white folks. As long as you keep, watch this, we talked about this in the beginning, you'll feel freedom. We talked about you being comfortable and the comfortability being your cage. You being anchored to comfort so you can't go to freedom. Because every time somebody introduces you to freedom, you keep saying, what ain't for you? You got people over here increasing their wealth by $52 trillion. The 1%, the 99 other percent of us poor as shit. That's why I be looking at people with all, I be like, bro, you ain't even much part of, why would I try to shine on my people because I done made a couple dollars? That's why you don't never see Trap talking about, only time I talk about money is in the market. You know why? Bro, I'm a peon in this game. Oh man, I made a 6-figure business. Man, shut up. Oh, I got a 7-figure business. Man, shut up. You a peon in the game, bro. You only doing that to show off for your own people. I don't got to show off to my people. I want to see my people make money, man. Oh, I'm a 45-year-old millionaire. Man, shut up. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. To care less about, yeah, I got a $10 million house and a Ferrari and a Lamborghini. Man, I don't care about, I drive the Escalade. You know why, bruh? That shit is small. $52 trillion in a 1%. Talk to me when you get part of that club. When you get part of that club, hey, okay, partner. Then now you done, watch this, now you done broke structure. Now you done broke structure.